The foundation of wealth. Let me share something that can transform your life if you allow it to resonate with you. Did you know that 75% of the wealthiest individuals around the globe are entrepreneurs, 15% are investors, 7% inherit their wealth, while just 3% fall into the categories of athletes, entertainers, or artists? Interestingly, there's 0% representation for employees who rely solely on a salary. To manage your finances like those in the top 1%, you need to understand what connects these four groups. The essence of ownership. Let's break it down. Entrepreneurs own businesses, investors possess assets, wealthy heirs control trusts, and athletes, entertainers, and artists have rare skills. The message is that if you don't own something, you may risk being owned. This crucial insight is often overlooked. The 25-15-50-10 rule. So how do you begin owning things like the wealthy? You must follow the 25-15-50-10 rule. This rule is crafted for anyone at any income level to manage their finances like the elite. The reality is that it's not just about how much you earn, it's about how you handle what you do make. I'm not just another voice on YouTube. I've applied this rule for years, and it has helped me become a multi-millionaire, despite starting with nothing and lacking formal qualifications. Growth, 25% of your income. Allocate the first 25% of your income to growth. This portion works for you. When I say growth, I'm not referring to abstract concepts like personal development or meditation. I'm talking about investing in things that appreciate in value. Most people receive their paychecks, pay their bills, and squander the remaining funds on trivial purchases they don't even remember. This cycle is precisely why 99% of individuals end up lacking valuable assets. Sadly, this system is designed to keep people financially unstable, forcing them to work harder just to get by. Understanding modern-day slavery. Consider this: in the past, slaves worked tirelessly without compensation but received food, shelter, and water. In contrast, modern workers receive paychecks, yet much of their income goes towards basic needs like food and housing. The only distinction is the illusion of freedom. Once you recognize this, you can begin to push back by committing that first 25% of your income to acquire assets that grow over time and produce income. The power of early investment. You may believe that you don't have sufficient funds to invest in assets, but it's essential to seek out the money because starting early is crucial. Let me illustrate this with a thought-provoking example. Meet Billy, who began investing $200 a month at age 20. Now, there's Phil, who waited until he was 30 and invested $300 monthly. Fast forward to when both turned 60 and stopped investing. Billy invested a total of $96,000 over 40 years, while Phil invested more, $108,000, over 30 years. You might assume Phil ended up with more, but that's not the reality. Assuming a 10% average annual return, Phil's investment is worth $678,146, while Billy's skyrocketed to $1,264,816. Astonishing, right? Billy put in $12,000 less but ended up with nearly $600,000 more simply because he began earlier. This showcases the incredible potential of compound growth. Getting started with investments. So, how do you begin investing? Step 1 is selecting your growth assets. There are numerous paths to growing your money, and not all bear the same risk or reward. I view them on a scale from lower-risk investments to high-risk opportunities. At the lower-risk end, we have index funds, an ideal starting point. You aren't trying to pick winners, you're merely buying a slice of the overall market, like the S&P 500. You don't need to obsess over charts, just allow it to grow steadily. Next, consider real estate, be it rental properties or real estate investment trusts, REITs. They enable you to invest in real estate without outright ownership, functioning similarly to owning small shares in larger properties. Investing in skills and entrepreneurship. In the middle of the risk spectrum lies skill acquisition. Learning a valuable skill, such as copywriting or coding, can yield significant returns. Unlike stocks or real estate, skills cannot be taken away from you, though they do require significant time to master. Finally, you'll find opportunities in online business, such as dropshipping. These can be lucrative but require considerable effort and resilience. At the highest risk tier are alternative investments, think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and collectibles. While there's potential profit, the risk is equally significant. Ensure to focus on foundational investments like index funds and skills before branching out. Now you've seen the truth: wealth isn't built by salaries, it's built by ownership. You've discovered the 25-15-50-10 rule, the illusion of modern slavery, and the power of starting early. But this is just the foundation. In Part 2, we'll break down where to put your money, how to invest wisely, and how to finally take control of your financial freedom. Don't miss it. Hit like, tap subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. Remember, financial freedom doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who start.